Okay, so today we will be on Toronto Sun ranking. We will do six categories. We will do top free agents, projected lineups, projected standings, the season grades, weaknesses and strong points in between teams, and award predictions. And we'll start off with the top free agents. Number one is Kanye. Where do you guys think he'll go? We'll start off with Fish.
Right. I think he is going to the Badgers. Um, Mainly because just in general he's been talking about the Badgers a lot, so I just feel like that's where he's gonna go.
Okay. Okay. Kazu.
I'd say there's like three teams I could see. My current favorite is definitely Chicago. I definitely see him going there. But I've heard there's some other teams possibly in the mix that have reached out, such as like the Badgers and the Highlanders, right? But my guess is still Chicago.
Okay. I I also think he's gonna go to Chicago, but I heard you also say last year that he was a going to be a Highlanders legend. So we'll see how that turns out after. But right now I'm gonna lead off with Chicago. Okay. Second up is Q. Where do you guys think he's gonna land? Again, Fish.
St. Louis. I think that's a very obvious one right there. Just Q's probably gonna be a Kingsman, and I feel like that would be a strong defender to help St. Louis this season.
All right. Kazu, what do you think?
I agree there. I think definitely Kingsman, right? Because he's already got experience with Husky from when they played on Boston, and me personally, I don't got nothing against Nathan, but I just think he's a better overall player than Nathan, right?
Yeah.
Defensively, I'd say it's like a tie. Offensively, Q is 100% better. I think he can be better for the Kingsman than Nathan is. That's not saying Nathan is a bad defenseman at all. He's a great defenseman. I'd say he's definitely top three, right? But I
Yeah.
just think that Q fits the Kingsman better, and I think that's why they're going with Q over Nathan.
All right. I'd have to say the same thing. I think he's going to St. Louis. Husky and him had a connection and almost won the cup, but it was delayed. Yeah, I think they'll have a great chemistry over there, and I think if Q wants to win a cup, he will have to go somewhere where they connect and they contend, and I think St. Louis is a good spot for him. Next up is Nathan. Where do you guys think he's gonna go? Fish.
I have a couple teams. Um, Chicago is probably the top of my list, though. I feel like Chicago is going to be a very competitive team this season, but I also have a feeling that Nathan could go to um, the Thunderhawks. Because I
Ooh.
know
Okay.
we have reached out, and there has been some talks about potentially going to Grand Rapids, but mainly Chicago is number one.
All right. Kazu, what do you think?
Um, my current favorite team for him to go to is currently Chicago. I think he wants to play with Nathan. He
Yeah.
wants to be on a super team. I know that.
Mhm.
Or I say he wants to play with Nathan. He wants to play with Kanye. Sorry, he wants to be on a super team. I know a couple. I know like two other teams, right? That
Yeah.
let me break it down. I know Grand Rapids has reached out. I think he could possibly be interested in there, right? Just because him and Fish like have that connection from when Fish
Mhm.
redshirted for Chicago in that one game. Also think another team once again could be Halifax, right? I
Yeah.
know we've reached out, right? I know last season at the trade deadline he was interested in returning to Halifax after we traded him, right? I think there's
Mhm.
definitely a possibility he could return. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Just because he, Halifax needs stars. They need a good forward. Nathan
Yeah.
Nathan is most likely going to Chicago. I don't think he's going to return. Plus, not saying he's better or anything, but we already have SCP as well,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, just stuff like that. I definitely think he's going to Chicago.
All right. I'll say the same thing. I agree with Chicago. I think he's gonna try another, send back the Schooners with Kanye and him. They won a cup together, so we'll see how it goes. But I think he's gonna try that reconnection with Kanye and do something well in Chicago. Next up is RC. Um, Fish. What do you think?
I actually have no idea who's reached out, but I know I have reached out to RC, but I have a feeling that RC might be going to Halifax as well. So
All right.
I'm gonna say Halifax.
Okay. Kazu.
Um, Now if you were to ask me this before last night when a lot of stuff went down, I would say 100% Halifax. Right now, I'd say it's like a 70-30%. He's most likely going to Boston to play with Cyrus as Landon retires because you know he wants to go
Wait, what are
play
you
with
guys talking
Cyrus. This
about?
will also be RC's last season, right? He wants to go out on a good note, win a ring. Don't know how him and Cyrus are gonna work out. Do I think they could win a cup? Definitely. Do I think he's going to Boston? Most likely. Do I know what's gonna happen? No clue.
RC, I think, I don't know. Landon joined a VC earlier and was kind of laughing about your face. I think he could go. I honestly think he's gonna go Boston. I heard that he was had some baseball future in him, and this was his last season, and he wanted to go somewhere where he could possibly win a ring, something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how he would connect with Cyrus. I think he would connect better with you, Kazu, but I do think he's gonna end up in Boston. All right. Next on the list is Zaz.
What are y'all talking
We'll start off with Kazu first. Kazu, what do you think?
Niagara, 100% Niagara. He wants. I could see another team entering in. Jumping in, getting Zaz. I think he definitely wants to play wherever Spines goes. And right now, Spines is currently, I believe, going to Niagara. I think some other teams have reached out, but I believe right now it's Niagara. And you know, Niagara's also going to need a good goalie because of drafting
Hmm.
Cam, who doesn't really play a lot of defense. No offense to you,
Yeah.
Optic, but already having Optic,
No,
who
no,
plays a more
it's alright.
offensive role, they're going to need a really good goalie. He's going to go to Niagara.
All right. Fish.
I fully agree. He's going to Niagara, and I don't see any other team that he could go to because all the other teams basically have a starter already, and so Niagara's, along with uh, the Reapers, are the only teams that really don't have a confirmed starter.
Yeah.
about?
All right. Uh, to be honest, I don't see him going anywhere else other than Niagara. I'm gonna say that right now. Um, yeah, everyone else has a defined goaltender in the role, so I honestly can see him going to Niagara as well. Uh, Next up on the list is Patriot. Uh, Here, I'll start off with this one now. Personally, I think Patriot will end up either in two places, Denver or Chicago. I think Denver, he's gonna mess up a whole lot. He's gonna get in his own head. Other people are gonna get in his own head. He's gonna mess up. And the second one is Chicago. I'm not sure how the cap situation is looking in Chicago. I'm not sure if Patriot's a 3-star, 4-star, or whatever he is. But
3 star. He's a 3 star.
he's a 3-star. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, depending on what happens there, I think Patriot is either gonna go to Chicago or Denver. I'm not sure how he will fit with either of them. But he might stick with Kanye, he might not. So that's what I think. Let's go to Fish.
I think he's going to Chicago, and I believe this because Rock said in media that there were three big names coming to Chicago, and I feel like Patriot would be that big name to help in net, so Chicago's going to be my pick.
All
My
right, Kazu.
I got 2 picks. I think it's similar to what Optic said. Definitely, I could see him going to Denver. My only problem with him going to Denver is once again, Denver's trying to be young. They're trying to define themselves. They want to get like a solid young team for the future. Patriot. Obviously, we already know what he does all offseason. If he loses, he fucking rage quits.
Yeah, crashes out.
Does his own thing, crashes out, goes to a new team. They don't want that drama, and I can understand that, right? Me
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't either, right? So I could see him also going to Chicago, right?
Mhm.
Because in Chicago they've got Kanye. He loves Kanye. He's a huge Kanye meat rider. We already know this, right?
Mhm.
Rock wants to bring in big names. He wants to push for a title. Patriot, as much as his stats were asked this season, not a horrible goalie, right? He's being Vezina talks a lot. Had a bad season
Yeah.
last season, but he could definitely improve with Nathan in front of him.
He's very
And
inconsistent.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I feel like he's very inconsistent, but along with Nathan, great defenseman, and Kanye together, I think he could pair well. You know, with um, Hyper gone, I think he'll do much better. Okay, next on the list is spines. Let's go Kazu.
Niagara, 100%. He wants to play with Zaz. Him and Zaz have been wanting to play with each other, even if he's most likely not gonna play in Niagara, depending on how Cam works out. If I'll say this now, if Cam's like Cam and Niagara, that experiment with him and Optic, right? No offense to you, obviously, Optic. If that
Yeah, no, you're
experiment
good.
with
You're
the
good.
like the fully offensive role and Zaz in net, if that experience fails, I could probably see them trading Cam and just sliding either whoever they get from that trade or just like sliding in spines to play. I could see that. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. But I definitely think he's going to Niagara.
All right, Fish.
I'm gonna have to agree with Kazu here. I mean, I don't really know much about spines, but if he wants to play with Zaz, he will play with Zaz, and that's just what's gonna happen. So Niagara's gonna be where spines will end up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, he's a little bit less predictable than Zaz. I think he's either gonna go to myself, Niagara, or Denver, someplace like that. I don't know. Uh, yeah, he's a little bit unpredictable. Okay, next up is Tien. I'll start. Um, Tien's shown some interest to come to Niagara. Not sure else where else he would go. Maybe St. Louis. Maybe somewhere where he has deeper connection and sort of a friendship over somewhere else. But I think he will come to Niagara. Uh, Kazu.
Um, what was it? What I forgot what
Tien.
your
Tien.
oh Tien. Yeah, I'll say there's two teams. Um, you know, my first option is I could see him staying in Chicago if they do not get Nathan, right? And they need someone to play a more defensive role while playing with Kanye. I could easily see
Mhm.
them sliding in TN because he's great on defense. He just has struggles with offense, which you don't have to worry about when you have Kanye in front of you. But I could also see him going to like Niagara or yeah. Those are my top two teams. I could see him going to any team really.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one specific place.
Yeah. A
Like
little bit of a
guys
less
with
predictable free
Kanye,
agent.
guys with you see guys like Kanye,
Yeah. He's definitely a
Zaz.
lot less vocal than these other free agents.
Yeah, exactly. He also just no offense to him, obviously he's just not as good as them.
Yeah, it gets progressively like worse overall. Like these are like sort of in order by star power. These players. So, all right, Fish.
I could see him going to Niagara, but I have a feeling he might go to one of the expansion teams just to um just play. And the expansion teams are young, so I could see TN potentially helping those young players get a little bit better in their rookie
Mm-hmm.
season.
All right, so technically as like a coachish type of player.
Yeah, more of a coach player than an actual
Yeah.
player.
Okay. Two left. We have Atomic. I will start here.
Oh,
I will say I think Atomic is 100% going to North Carolina. Him and Sage have a great friendship over there, and I earlier saw him join the server. I think he's going to go to North Carolina. We'll go with Fish this time.
I agree. I feel like he's just gonna go to North Carolina as North Carolina doesn't really have much, and Atomic is just a player that can slide into a game and at least be consistent, and we know what he is capable of.
Hmm. All right, Kazu.
I got two teams. I could see him returning to Halifax. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. They got their new core. They want to slide in some younger talent. They want to get, you know, more
Yeah.
guys with more potential. Guys like Farabee, for example, right? They want to slide in those guys. So Halifax, I don't think so. But I do 100% see him going to North Carolina. Just because him and Hyperstage
Mhm.
have that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I just quick question. Did you re-sign Eclipse?
No,
Is
we
he
didn't.
re-signed?
He is not.
No, he's a free agent.
We terminated his deal. Yeah.
So he's a free agent. Okay. Instead of marked, we will do Eclipse.
Okay.
All right. I don't want to start for this one because I have absolutely no idea. So we can start with the person who had him for the entire season. We'll start with you, Kazu. Where do you think Eclipse is gonna go?
Here's the thing. I have no clue where Clipe is gonna go. He hasn't. I know he's talked about wanting to go to Boston a lot. I think the current three teams that I could see him going to is Boston. Yes. Do I think Landon will sign him? Probably not. But I know Chronic's had a lot of interest in Eclipse. Um, I could see him returning to Halifax if they need him to. Right? Like let's say he isn't picked up by the time free agency is over. I could see him returning to Halifax. Right? In case forward is needed. If like let's say Griffin isn't that good, which I don't think I think he'll be great, right? But if
Hmm.
Clip is needed, I could see him coming back, right? And I could also see him going to one of the new expansion teams in the Spartans, just
Yeah.
because the Spartans are gonna really need a defenseman, and while Clip is a forward, they might have to run him as defenseman if they do get him,
Yeah.
just because Gbot, we don't know how he's gonna play. He's probably gonna play really aggressive and play like a forward. I know he is a defenseman in other leagues, which I could easily see the Clip and Gbot lining together, right? Clip at forward, Gbot defenseman.
Yeah.
So I'd say right now my main bet is probably Spartans if they do want him.
Okay. Yeah. Here I'll go next here. Um, I agree with you on the expansion teams. I think he's either gonna go to Chicago as a backup role to Kanye, um, or I can see him going to a team that really needs him, like Sports' team, Sacramento, and I can see him going to Denver. Uh, I feel like he'd actually really fit in there well. You know, they could build around him. I feel like he has a lot of potential. He just decides not to show it by not showing up to games. I think he's a good player. Shows a lot more potential than he usually does. But yeah, I think he's gonna go to an expansion team. How about you, Fish?
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I feel like he's gonna go to an expansion team, most likely the Spartans, as they just need players and at least some talent, so that they don't end up like Grand Rapids last season. So I feel like that he would be a good player to sign and have playing, so that then you have at least some good potential there. But Denver, he would just fit in there as well. And I just see him going to one of those teams because expansion teams are new and they just need players.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, that's the end of our first segment. Our second segment here is the projected lineups. What do we think the team's lineups are going to be? I have it in
What
order. Right now, we're going to start off with Grand Rapids. What do
what are
we
y'all
think the
doing?
Grand Rapids lineup is going to be? Um, a podcast.
Oh,
All right.
mm,
First off,
boring.
since it's Grand Rapids, let's start off with the owner himself. Let's start off with Fish. What's a projected lineup looking like now?
So after this draft, I'm gonna be starting on forward with DJ and net. That defense position is still up in the air, but at the moment it'll probably be Weibo or um, Carson, just because Coops is on a vacation right now and can't show up. But once he does get back from the vacation, Coops will be slotting in as the defender there.
Okay. Kazu.
I'm
Or
gonna say in net obviously DJ. You can maybe slide in Mem if he has more potential, but probably right now DJ. If Coops is on vacation, right now what I would do, I'd slide down Mysterious Fish to defenseman just so he can play a more defensive role, which I know he can do. And until Coops gets back, I'd probably have to start Chaos.
all right. Here I say for this segment, if all three of us do a one per one team, it'll be too long. So I say we all do one individual team. So I guess next is Denver. Uh, I can do the projected lineup for Denver. Personally, I think Denver. So they're gonna have. I'm not sure if their owner is playing. If not, then obviously their rookies are gonna start. But I could see them signing some free agents like Clipe. If not, then oh well. But their projected lineup would probably be. Honestly, I don't know what the rookie's name is. But
Zephyr.
Zephyr. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be a big guy there for Denver. Let me just check it.
I
Um,
can cover Denver if you need me to, because
yeah,
I
you
have
can
some
do.
ideas for them. Okay, so forward is going to be Zephyr, right? Fifth overall
Yep,
pick. He's most likely gonna start. Defenseman, we're gonna say they sign Wa 50. That's what I think they're gonna do.
that's not a bad signing
I wouldn't be
for
a
them.
horrible signing. I don't know yet what they're gonna do. And then net, obviously, who they drafted, Eggcat one. He has potential. Do I know if he'll be great on this Denver team? No clue, but he does have potential. All right, next up.
All right. Should I do the next team since you did that, or
If it's Halifax, leave Halifax to me because I know for that.
Halifax is near the end. Next is
Okay,
North Carolina.
yeah, that's yours.
Okay, I can do that. So obviously we're gonna have Sage starting at forward. I have. Well, here's the thing. I think they're going to sign Atomic in free agency. It's a toss-up between Atomic and Sage between the blue line. I think Sage is probably going to go to blue line actually. Uh, speaking how he did that last season, I think Atomic's going to go up to forward. And of course, Minty's going to be their starting goaltender. I think that's North Carolina. All right. Next, we can do Fish for Boston.
Alright, so with Boston, I feel like it'll be Hockey Man and Cyrus that are probably confirmed. It's going to be that last skater that is up in the air. But I feel like it will be a signing in free agency, and I just have a feeling that they might get a Clippe. I know I didn't mention that earlier, but I could see a Clippe just going in there just as that forward.
I I'd say RC slots in there first.
It
I
it all
I
depends, 'cause like RC, there have been a couple of other places where he might go.
I
So,
know the main two are between Boston and Halifax, which is most likely Boston right now.
or if they do get RC, it will be RC. But if not, then I would just see them signing like a Clippe or someone just to slot in there.
Yeah, that's not a bad prediction in my opinion. Um, Next up here is St. Louis. Here you go, Kazu.
St. Louis, I have no clue who their forward is gonna be. Right now, I'm gonna predict that because I know Jeff his lag has been getting less worse. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
it's either McChicken or Jeff at forward because I know those are the two forwards that I know about as of right now. And then obviously Q on defense, and then Husky and net.
Mhm. I'd agree with you to be honest. I'm not sure what their forward would be, but yeah, that's probably it to be honest. Next is Sacramento. I've got this one. Um, Sacramento. Obviously, they're going to start Sports in net. I think he's honestly. I think Sports is gonna have an off year since he started with the uh Niagara Knights. I think he's gonna have an off year. Speaking that he doesn't have the defense around him. He's gonna be a bottom feeder. Unfortunately, he's at goalie. Um, of course, they got Ty in a trade, I believe. They have Gonk and they have another player. I
G-Bot.
think Ty J-Bot. Okay.
G-Bot.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they play. Let's say J-Bot's at defense and Gonk is at forward. Very not a very good team. I'll say myself. Uh, Bottom feeder in the mix. Okay. Next up is the Vikings. We'll go to Fish.
I feel like this one's the most confirmed lineup out of all of them. It'll
I
just
agree.
be Ivy, um, Dragon, and Zebra.
It,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
gonna
gonna have to say the same thing.
they
Yeah,
they
confirmed.
extended them all. They extended them all.
Yeah, yeah. That's their lineup. Running the same thing. Honestly, they won the cup, so who can say that?
Yeah, just run it back. Just run it
Yeah.
back at
There's
that point.
there's no real toss up. Yeah. Next up is Halifax, and we'll go to Kazu for this one.
Um, Now if you were to ask me this like a couple days ago, I'd say RC at forward, SCP at defenseman, me at net. Right now, I think the forward is gonna have to switch out with RC most likely going to Boston. I think rookie Griffin, aka Farabee. Actually, we're just gonna call him Farabee, yeah, aka Griffin, whatever. So with Farabee being having to take over for RC since RC is most likely going to Boston, I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be our new starting forward. So I think Farabee is the forward. He's gonna grind more. I think he has a lot of potential. That's just me though, right? My draftee, I'm gonna say he has a lot of potential. So Farabee at forward, SCP as defenseman, right? Defenseman
Yeah.
and goalie, same as end of season last year with me and SCP.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. We'll go to Fish for this one since next up is Chicago. After this is Niagara, so we'll go to Fish for Chicago. What are your thoughts?
So Chicago, I feel like it'll be Kanye at forward, Nathan at defense, and um, wow, Patriot um at in net. I just feel like that would be a very uh competent team and a team that can make a deep run in the playoffs like Rock once.
Mhm.
I agree with that. All right, Optic, your turn.
Okay. Okay. So for Niagara, I say that Cam's obviously gonna go forward. That's his natural position.
Can't play
No offense
defense.
to Cam, I love him. Yeah, he's not a defensive type of player. I'm gonna have to take in that role. I'm gonna have to cut back on the goals this season by playing a lot of defense, and I'm gonna say Zaz goes net here.
All right.
That's projected roster. All right, and that's the end of segment 2. Now it's projected standings. What are their records? What place are they gonna be in?
I think we
Uh,
should do one team at a time here.
I agree. Like a person, like same as last time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put a standing thing on my board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we can all do this as a group. You know what I mean? Like we can debate it about it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put a shout here. I'm gonna say Vikings go 1.
Yep. I agree with that.
I fully agree
Okay.
with that.
What would you say their record is? How many games are there? Husky, I can hear you by the way.
There's 15.
15. I say they go 13, 1 and 1.
I'd say they go. I think they're gonna go 11-2-2.
11, 2 and 2.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I have a feeling they're gonna be like Niagara last season and only lose one game, and it'll be in overtime. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna go 14-0-1.
Okay. Want to put it in the mix like 13-0-2 or 12
I'd say we go like 12.
12-1-2.
Yeah, 12-1-2. Yeah.
All right. 12-1. I'm going to put this in media after, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, second place. I'm going to go personally, I'm saying Chicago.
Yeah. 100%. I think
Fish?
Chicago and Vikings you can switch if
Yeah, it's
depending on how
interchangeable.
free agency goes.
Yeah.
If free
Fish?
agency goes well, I do see Chicago finishing second, just because they
Yeah.
have Kanye and Nathan together, along
Along
with
with in my
Patriot.
predictions Patriot as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be a
I
pretty
don't think
good
it's a
team.
bad show.
No,
Yeah. I'm going to put Chicago here. I say they go 11. I'm gonna say they go 11-4-0. They
Yeah,
don't. I say they don't get those extra points, but they're gonna go 11-4-0.
I say they go 11-3-1. I think
11-3-1.
I my
Okay.
only problem is
Yeah.
I don't know this game. Well, why did my thing just fucking do that? Hold up, 1 second. My fucking
All right. We can
I
go to
was
fish then.
my hand wasn't on my keyboard, so my computer just fucking turned off for a second.
Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
as I was
We'll go
saying,
to fish. Or sorry, no, you can go.
as I was saying, they're gonna go 11-3-1. My own,
Yeah.
obviously I don't know their schedule, but I think they're gonna play. I think they play Vikings twice, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. Right, I'll double check that after.
Yeah. Schedule is definitely a factor.
Um, yeah, I think they're gonna be a really good team. I just think
Yeah.
that they're gonna have to play a lot of hard teams.
Mhm. Fish. What do you say they got here?
I actually feel like they only get 10 wins, but they do lose a lot in overtime. So I feel like that they'll go like 10-3-2.
10,
I can do
3,
that.
2.
Yeah.
You want to put 10-3-2 down? Everyone agree?
I'd say
Or
I'd say
11-3-1.
11-3-1 is
Yeah.
more realistic
Okay.
in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Next up. Okay. I'll let one of you guys go here, but my personal opinion, I think Niagara will take third spot.
Mm, let me
Husky.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think I did a
Husky,
standings
can you believe this guy?
prediction. Let me look at mine.
Want to play Slapshot?
I definitely think
Okay.
obviously if Cam start okay, and Q is breaking the ceiling now.
Bruh. First round
Oh,
about.
that's not nice, guys.
I think I
This
don't
can
think it'll
change.
be the Knights. I think it'll be Kingsmen. That's my take. Because I know Q can play real.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Husky plays the way he's always played, he's gonna do really good, right? Elite goalie.
Mhm.
I think a couple Vezinas. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. I think the most Vezinas. Really.
My
Um.
my only argument to that is the forward. I'm
Well,
not sure who will go at forward
I
with
think
their
it's
scoring.
as of right now. I think it's Jeff, and I've heard his lag not is not as bad. I think his lag has stopped. Right. So I think that could play a big factor. Right. Or maybe even
Yeah.
McChicken as well. I heard McChicken is gonna tap back in. I think right now Jeff will do really good at forward if he's not lagging, and I think they'll get 3 seed. I think my only argument against your 3 seed for Niagara is the defense there, which Zaz can help
Yeah.
cover obviously,
I'm fine
but
with moving Niagara to like down below.
I could see like 4. I think that's more
Yeah.
realistic. I'll join.
Uh.
Spray
All
23
right.
we're meeting him.
We'll put St. Louis at 3,
Yeah.
Where are we at?
or we can hear Fish first for an argument.
For what?
Uh, do you agree with St. Louis at 3?
Oh
So
my
St.
god.
Louis at 3?
I wouldn't put
Yo,
St. Louis at 3.
No.
Also,
Who would you? All right.
no, I feel like if Hockeyman can continue what he like did last season, and especially with Cyrus there, I feel like Boston could slot in at the 3 seed.
Damn. We're all saying different teams.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
My only problem with Boston is how RC is gonna fill in Landon's spot because Landon, in my opinion, all right, this is
I
nothing
agree
against
here.
Cyrus. I think Cyrus is a great player. Don't get me wrong.
I
My
agree.
only problem is how is RC gonna replace Kanye or not Kanye? Sorry, Landon. Because from what I've
Yeah.
seen when I've seen Boston play, Cyrus really loves passing to Landon, right?
Yes.
And he can't really create offense on his own, which RC can help solve that problem. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know how he's gonna play defensively and how he's gonna fill the void that Landon had when he retired defensively.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Cyrus can play enough defensively to help carry that team.
The thing is RC is good enough that he can adapt to multiple systems, and I feel like that he can adapt quick enough early on that Boston could finish 3.
That's my
Now,
problem. No.
here's my argument with Boston at 3. Uh, I don't think RC can fit the role that Landon plays there. RC he can't play the defensive minded like game Landon does. And the chemistry between Cyrus and Landon is what got them to the finals. The
Yeah.
passing, the shots. No offense to Cyrus, but he struggles with his shots. He struggles to score. He makes excellent passes over to Landon where he scores. and that's kind
Yeah.
of that's how they got there. So I'm gonna say RC can't replace Landon as well, and they drop to either 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say either it's Niagara or St. Louis, and I'm 100% fine putting St. Louis above Niagara here. So
Yeah.
let's put St. Louis third. I'm gonna say they go like 9, 9, 3 and 2.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I'd agree
Yeah.
with that.
Okay. Next, I'm saying Niagara.
Yeah.
Uh,
Niagara at 4,
yeah.
slightly worse record, and
Yeah.
then I'd put
I,
Boston at
I'm
5.
gonna say we go 8, 8. I feel like we'll be a big overtime team.
Yeah.
8, 8, 3.
And 3.
Yeah, 8, 3 and 3.
You'd have more
That's
points than St. Louis there, which I don't think will happen. I
Is that a
think.
thing? Oh, then it'd be
Yeah.
8, 4 and 2. Then I'll put
Yeah.
8, 4 and 2.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then I'd say
Wait, that doesn't.
Boston at
Yeah.
5. Right.
Wait, that doesn't make 8, 8, 5 and 2. My bad.
Oh
8,
wait.
5 and 2.
Yeah. Right. Boston at 5. I'll say
Yeah, I agree.
7, 7, 6, and 2, something like that.
Yeah, I agree there. Okay,
Um.
then 6. Here, we'll go. 6. I honestly see Halifax taking 6.
I could see
Or
it.
no, it's either Halifax taking 6 and Grand Rapids at 7.
I could see that.
That's what I'm saying here.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my reasoning. real
Bro,
quick.
guys, we're
The thing
making a
with
Henry
Halifax,
Danger
I
move.
could definitely see him grab 6 because of one reason, and that they actually have now they have a really good forward that's been around a lot in different leagues and has played forwards in different leagues. I think Griffin will have a solid season. I think he could contend for rookie of the year.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay. As I was saying,
Yeah.
so I think rookie of the year will be between Cam and Farabee, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Cam will win it just because he's been around the league longer.
Yeah.
Right?
More
But I think
um
he has more
whatever.
experience. Yeah. I
Where
think
did
I think
Fish go?
I'm muting people.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
fine, that's fine.
Yeah. So I think Farabee will have a great season. Right? And I think he'll help Halifax get the 6th seed. Right? Obviously,
Yeah.
I see a defenseman. I've worked with him a little bit. He's playing a little bit more offensive too. He's playing more 2-way. Right?
Yeah.
I think he'll have a great year as well. And then Kazu and that.
Yeah. My argument here is yeah, honestly, I agree with you with everything you said there. Grand Rapids, they've gotten a lot better throughout the draft. Great trade by Fish, to be honest. I didn't say he fleeced me, but he definitely won the trade, I'll say.
Yeah.
But Grand Rapids at 7. Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Denver 8. Well, actually, hold on. Let's consider the records first. Halifax. I'm saying Halifax is gonna go like. They're gonna be that awkward team. Like they're gonna go 7, 7-1.
I think we're gonna be like that. The Steelers or no? Yeah, I think we're gonna be like the Steelers of the league.
Yeah, 7-7-1. You
We're
agree with
just gonna
that?
be like perfectly .500
Yeah.
or like a little.
I
bit
say
over.
Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids are gonna go like 5, 5, and 5. To be honest, I could see that happening.
I actually see us going 4,
Or
5,
6?
and 6.
Really?
Yeah. I see us being a
4, 5.
very big overtime team and just losing because we can't score.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, next I'm gonna say North Carolina. I'm saying they're just barely missing the playoffs. They're gonna go like 4, 6, and 5, or like 3, 3 something, and just miss by 1 point. Like
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
do
be
like
very close.
so. They're gonna do basically what Halifax did last season.
Yeah, basically they're gonna
They're gonna have to rely on a team to beat this time Grand Rapids.
be bad. But yeah, to be honest, I see them going 3, 5, no 3, 3, 7, and 5,
Um.
or 3, 3, 8, 3, 8, and 4.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to really quickly.
Next, oh my gosh. Okay, next I see Denver being 9, and then Sacramento being 10th.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I'll say this: Denver, I think will have a similar record to North Carolina. They'll
Yeah,
be
I
off
say they
the
go
mid
2-9. I say they go 2-9-3.
Yeah, I
That's
can
what I'm
see
saying
that.
they do.
Why is
Yeah.
chronic fasting?
Sacramento, I'm saying they go 1, 13, and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the third what did I call it? Subject
Segment.
segment. That's the third segment.
Uh,
We have 6 segments. That was a long one.
goddamn.
Uh we we don't have to do all of them, but
We
yeah,
do like 4 or 5.
we can eliminate award predictions, but the next.
Or we could do award predictions. I don't think it really matters. There's not that many.
Okay, well, whatever. Well, left we have weaknesses and strong points. That's gonna be really fast. Season grades. That's also gonna be fast, and then water predictions. Okay, so weaknesses and strengths. First, we have Niagara. Personally, defense. I'm saying defense. And
It's a weakness.
anyone? Yep, that's the weakness. Strong points, offense.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Next, we have Chicago. Personally, I'm saying goaltending. Strong points, offense, and defense.
Yeah.
Goaltending is my issue there. Anyone
Yeah.
else?
I agree with that.
I agree.
All right. St. Louis, weakness, I'm saying offense. Their strong point is defense.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. I'd say definitely defense and goaltending are strong points.
Yeah. Next is Sacramento. Weakness, everything, strong point, hope. Or, we'll say hope. Whatever. Like, team bonding. Halifax is next. I say their weakness is star power. Their strong point is, we'll go, like, underratedness, like, or,
I'd
if you know what I
say
mean.
our strong point is like star power 100%, cuz but I'd
No, your
say
weakness is strong.
or yeah,
Star power. Okay.
our weakness, sorry. And then I'd
Yeah.
say our strong points are like I could see team depth. I could definitely see.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
You had
depth.
good team depth last year.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the same pieces minus Eclipse and Atomic.
Yep. Fish.
No, I agree. I just feel like depth
Yeah.
is gonna be a big issue for Halifax.
Big issue. Okay. Okay. Next team up is the Vikings. I say their weakness is goaltending and zebra, and their strength is obviously star power slash
And
offense,
chemistry.
defense, chemistry. Yep.
Yeah. Who's next?
Next is Boston. I'm saying their weakness is defense and goaltending. Their strong point is offense.
I'd say
I'd
their
flip those.
weaknesses are I'd say defense and chemistry. And then their strong points is offense. Hold up.
Yeah. Fish, same thing.
Yeah, I'd say roughly the same thing, but it
Yeah.
it is just like a little bit of like who is that forward gonna be?
Yeah. Okay. Next is North Carolina. I'm saying their weakness is defense. Their strong point would be offense, as they have 2 forwards on the line. From my predictions, personally. Um. You can go fish.
I am gonna agree with you. I feel like Hyper and Atomic could just like they could get a couple goals and surprise some teams.
Yeah. Kazu, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I said North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, you were there. Any opinion?
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Their defense and goaltending are going to be questions, but
Yeah,
their offense should be fine.
I agree. Okay, next is Denver. I'm saying their weakness is their veteran presence. Their strong point is we can say offense, I guess. I'm not sure if there was a strong point to look at.
I feel like the strong point is the future.
Hold on, wait. And we're going to time cam out for an hour. The universe is being saved. Okay, as I was saying. So, yeah, I agree.
Okay, next is Grand Rapids. I say their weakness is goaltending, but their strong point is defensive presence.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
Fish?
partially disagree. I agree that
Mhm.
DJ will be a weakness. I feel like it's just not a good enough starter. Probably one of the weaker starters. No
Mhm.
hate to DJ, obviously, but there's a bunch of better starters in the league. But I I see the potential of the team being the strength.
Okay. Okay, and that is the end of the segment. Fifth is season grades. I don't. Do we want to do that or skip right to award predictions?
I'd say we can do grades would be really fast. So we can just
Yeah.
Okay.
now and then we'll do award predictions.
Okay. Uh, Kazu. Well, I'm not sure
Uh,
how we do that, but
we could just do the important ones.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say. Well, let me double check the awards. Just give me a moment. You go first, Optic, and then we'll get to mine.
I have all the awards written down here, so I can just say them.
I got it. I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I think MVP will be. I think MVP will be Kanye probably. I think he'll go back to back.
Okay.
Um,
I agree with this. I agree with that.
most most points will all again be Kanye probably.
I say Ivy gets most points in my opinion.
I could see that. It'll definitely
Yeah.
be between Kanye and Ivy. Most goals I'll
Yeah.
say will be Kanye 100% because Nathan is an
I agree with
offensive
that.
player, right?
Rookie of the year, I say it's Cam. Oh my gosh. Who has that soundboard?
Rookie of the year is 100% going to be Cam, most likely,
Yep.
If
just because he has the most experience and he's a rookie.
if
Yeah.
But
Cam doesn't get it, then there has to be some superstar steal of a pick.
if Cam
Yeah.
doesn't get it, I think I could see like let me double check the rookies. I could see like Coops or Farabee getting it if Cam doesn't.
Or Zafir had a lot of big talk, but I'm not sure if he's all that.
He's
He
not good at all.
he's
He's not
not.
good. He just talks shit.
Okay. Next is comeback player of the year award. I'm gonna have Sage win this year.
I'm gonna say SCP. I think that's
That's
my
good. That's actually a good.
I'm gonna
Call
agree
out.
with Kazu for SCP.
Okay. Next is Norris. I say Norris is either Dragon or Q, but I'm gonna shout out Q. I'm gonna say Q here.
I think Q wins it.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Q gets it again.
I say the one of the major reasons. Well, actually, I think it's gonna be close, but the reason I think it's close is because Dragon's gonna have Ivy obviously with him, but I think
Yeah.
more of defensive type of style. It's gonna go to Q. Next, or sorry, Fish, did you want to add anything?
No, I agree with Q there.
Alright, yeah. Vezina, I think Zaz is going to win Vezina. That's anyone else?
I think it'll be. This is gonna be a hot take. I think it's gonna be Husky. I think
That's
Husky will do really fucking good this season. Right? 'Cause
honestly, I don't think that's a hot take to be honest, considering that
yeah.
he is Q.
Um, I think other candidates can be like Hockey Man, which I could maybe see him.
I
He's
honestly,
really good.
Hockey Man having the fall off he did in playoffs, seeing that he has RC
Well,
with him, I don't
Hockey
know
Man.
if he climbs up.
The thing with Hockey Man, he wasn't horrible in the playoffs. He was just bad in rounds two and Yeah, just round 2. Because he couldn't save a shot from Kanye, and then he did pretty well against Vikings, I'd say. Couple things I
Yeah.
would have changed, but yeah. And
Yeah.
other
Fish.
candidates I could see be like Patriot myself.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Fish.
I'm gonna say Zaz. I feel like Zaz would just have all the help, and by that I mean a lot of shots, and he'll make a bunch of saves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. Next up is best team player. Um, I'm gonna go Sage here. Honestly.
I'm gonna say this one. I could see SCP going back to back. I doubt it, but I could see it. That's gonna be my pick because he's a great team player.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Fish.
not being biased, but I think it's gonna be me.
Could see it.
That's not biased at all. Actually, like it's fair shout. Next is best playmaker. Now here, I don't think it's a wild shout, but I also think you could say it's biased, but I'm gonna say it's me, considering I have Cam364 on my team. I'm going to say it's me here.
Well, the thing is, because we saw how this was with Sage and Kanye, I don't think it'll be you. I don't know who it will be. I don't think it'll be you because I know you're gonna pass it a lot. Obviously, that's what Hyper Sage
Yeah.
did with Kanye, and Hyper Sage didn't win it last year. I believe it was Cyrus. I'm gonna say best team player,
No.
best playmaker
Yeah.
goes
What's
to
ours?
Dragon. I think Dragon wins it.
That's also a fair shout. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dragon as well.
Okay, that's fair. Next is the best coach award. I'm gonna say Tien here. Or Romeo. Honestly, Romeo.
I'm gonna
The, the,
say Chef Curry here. I could see
yeah.
it. I could see it.
Okay.
He was a good coach for Halifax. I will say that. Right when he
Uh.
was on the bench and he had to coach, he was actually a pretty solid coach.
Okay. Fish.
Now, I don't know many coaches, but I just have a feeling that I'm gonna agree with Optic here with Romeo.
That's fair. Next is best goalie tandem.
Um,
I'm gonna say honestly, like probably either Niagara or St. Louis.
I'd say. Well, the thing with St. Louis is they only have one goalie in Husky. Like me
Yeah.
personally, if I'm looking at like a fucking like okay, if I'm looking at like best tandem award, both goalies have had to play, right? So
Mhm.
I'd say it'd be between just based off tandem wise, it'd be between Halifax and North Carolina. Because I know that for Halifax, it's between me and Beyblade. And I know Beyblade will get his games here, right? Especially with UMHL playoffs starting up in Java. So Beyblade is gonna have to get his games in. And for uh for North Carolina, I think Shug is also gonna get his games in, right? So it'll be between Minty and Shug and me and Beyblade, in my opinion.
Mhm. That's fair. Fish. Anything to say?
I am gonna add on to that. I feel like if like the Thunderhawks get the help that we need, and I know if Mem um is active enough, he will get some games in. So I feel like that with the potential there, and with DJ still putting up decent stats last season, I could see Halifax, or not Halifax, Grand Rapids being in the mix, along with Halifax and North Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay. Next up is fourth man of the year, and I'm gonna say Tien is the winner of this.
I agree with that.
It's either Tien or it depends where Eclipse will sign, but I think Tien wins it here.
Yeah.
I believe it will be between just because. Once again, I'm just gonna count it as I know these players will get games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be between. Because I know Cam might not be able to make. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be between TN and Chef Curry.
That's fair. Fair. Fish.
I'm gonna say TN.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is the Wah Award. Crazy shit here, I know, but I'm gonna say Pat.
That's not crazy at all. I can see it.
Yeah.
The fact that
Oh,
Eclipse won it last year when he didn't even really do that much whining is kind of
yeah.
crazy. I'd argue Pat should have won it last year, but what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Pat. He's not gonna be on a good team, and he will complain about every little thing just because it didn't go his way.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just for a second, I'm adding Cam 364 as well.
I mean, Cam would whine a lot, so.
He called me a good boy. I can't believe that. Okay. Next is dedication to hockey. Someone else start here. I gotta think a bit more. To be honest.
I'm gonna say Zephyr because I know he's gonna thug it out. It's gonna be like I'll throw
Yeah.
myself. I'll throw myself in here like an example. Like remember how when I was on Rangers and BMHL season 14,
Yeah, where you should
and
have
I
won that.
and I was thugging it out. It's like that, and I think Zephyr will be doing that. He's gonna be thugging it out on a bad team, or G-Bot too.
Yeah. I honestly agree with you there. Fish.
I'm gonna throw a name into the mix, and I'm gonna throw Coops into the mix. I feel like once he comes back, he will be extremely active and wanting to play a lot. So I feel like that he will just be very dedicated to the game and want to play a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is best GM. I'm gonna say Hyperstage. I'm just kidding. Uh, I personally think, so far looking at the season now, I'm gonna say it's me because of the trade I made for Cam. Giving up all of that, and could possibly be season altering if I did not get him. Um, yeah, I feel like right now I could deserve it, but obviously in the future things will change. Bigger trades will happen. Uh, yeah. Personally, I think I'm going to win it now, but depends what happens in the future. I could see anyone else winning.
I'm gonna say it's between three GMs. Well, actually, three teams with GMs. I'm gonna say first one is Niagara with you, Optic, just because I can't trade. Right, I don't like all the picks that you gave away, but player in return, that's good. Um, I'm gonna say technically Fish, but you got to throw in Kabufi because he owns the team as well. Um, for the draft that they got in there, and they could actually make a playoff push with that draft. I'm
Hmm.
also gonna throw in myself and Spray, just depending on if Fairby does really good or not.
Yeah. Fish.
I'm gonna say myself and
Hmm.
Kabufi, but mainly myself because this is my first season owning a team, and I've never done it in BMHL either. So I feel like that I will be very aggressive, and I know that. So I feel like I'll be making some big moves later on and make a name for myself as a notable GM.
Yeah. And that's honestly a good argument. Yeah, I could see you winning it. I could see me winning it. I could see Kazu and Spray winning it. It just honestly all depends on the moves that we make down the line. And that was our fifth and final segment. So that will be the end of the Toronto Sun podcast for today. Thank you for everyone for watching. Staying tuned here. Yeah, goodbye.